So I'm joined by, for the purposes of this conversation, Ghanaian-British swimmer Alice Deering. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
Is this your first time in Ghana, or have you been before?
Yeah, this is my first time in Ghana. I'm really blessed and excited to be here. You know, my mum is Ghanaian. She was born here, raised here, moved over to the UK and had me. And after 27 years, I feel like I'm discovering something and feel like I'm coming home a little bit.
At the start of the conversation, I described you as a professional swimmer. I think I'll have to adjust that description a bit because, of course, last month you called time on your career in the pool. Describe your journey, your almost 20-decade journey from the start. How did you get into this sport?
So I started, I learned to swim when I was about 4 years old, and then I started competitive swimming when I was 8 years old. My mum saw a notice board for the local swimming club at the pool I was learning to swim at and put me and my second eldest brother in for sessions there. And honestly, for both of us, it just blossomed into kind of a love and enjoyment, something that we really wanted to throw ourselves into and just try and be the best that we could be. For me, it was never about trying to get to the Olympics or anything like that. I just wanted to be the best in swimming that I could be. And so to get to a stage where I was competing at junior level and then senior international level and then at the Olympic Games is really quite beautiful. And I'm just so grateful that my journey took me that far.
Well, you mentioned before that you took the decision to retire after missing out on qualification for the Paris Olympics, unfortunately. Is that a decision you had been considering before? Was the Paris Olympics the straw that broke the camel's back, or did it come right after?
So I was always planning on finishing with swimming, retiring from competitive swimming after Paris. So it was kind of, with 2024, it was either Paris or nothing. And for me, it just turned out to be, didn't qualify. And obviously it hurt. It was sad. I grieved it a little bit, but I feel like I've bounced back off of it well. It's just how sport is sometimes. I've always been on the fortunate side of qualification where I have always qualified for the teams that I've attempted to do so. So this one time, it happened to be the Olympic Games, which is sad to say, but at the same time, I really do believe everything happens for a reason, and it's been a really exciting year so far.
Piggybacking off that, obviously, the Tokyo Olympics were highlights of your career. You've spoken about your inspiration from stories of Kevin Burns and Paul Marshall, who were the first Brits to compete at the Olympics in swimming. How has it been for you dealing with that kind of pressure, the weight of competing for Britain, and not just Britain, but for black people as well?
Thank you. Yeah, in Tokyo, I became the first black woman to swim for Team GB at an Olympic Games. And honestly, it was just... I just really wanted to showcase that black people can swim, that not only can we swim, that we can also be good at it as well and, get to an Olympic Games and compete for our country. So the pressure in terms of that, it really was just hopefully trying to show people that it is possible for you and that you should believe in yourself, you should find people that believe in you and get out and get your lessons if you can. Like, please, that's always the message that I want to give out. If you get the opportunity to learn to swim, please go and learn to swim. But I feel like I've just leaned into it, and I've had the most amazing team behind me to help me navigate this kind of area that I've just found myself in. Yeah. Was
there ever a conversation at home with your mom about possibly representing Ghana, or was all Britain for you right from the start?
So I did think about it. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I did think maybe I should, but I feel like the opportunities that I had in Britain, I was very fortunate that I was put on the funding for Britain. So, they helped me become a better athlete, and to kind of claim that Ghanaian side would... I feel like be unfair to Ghana in a sense. I've benefited from the British system, and then to come over and be that athlete that just I'll just take all this stuff. It just didn't feel right to me. So I'm very proud to be Ghanaian. I'm not disclaiming my Ghanaian side at all, and that's why I'm here to hopefully give to the Ghanaian people and to the swimming community in Ghana to hopefully help it foster into something bigger than it already is.
Okay, that's a nice way to segue into why exactly you are in Ghana. Obviously, swim with your meaning. It's an interesting name for an academy. What's the idea behind it?
So SWYM, Swim With Your Meaning, is a global swimming initiative where we are taking swimming to people in different instances in different cities around the world. So it's starting in Accra, but we're looking to work in London very soon this year. But also Southeast Asia, we've got some opportunities there. We're looking at the Caribbean, North America. It is a global movement where I want people to be able to find swimming in their personal way for them. So in Accra, it is taking shape in kind of learn to swim, getting people into swimming and advocating for, water safety, but also the sport of swimming being something that you can do, that you should explore. But in other instances where swimming might be more prominent within a community, I want to be able to help people further their swimming, whether that's through technique advice or nutrition advice or strength and conditioning work for your body. So it's going to take different shape in different places, but I'm really thrilled and honoured that I've been so well received in Accra, in Ghana, and that it is going to be the start of something special.
You've spoken about potentially training about 250 people over the next 4 years. That's very ambitious. How do you plan to ensure that?
Yeah, so, we started with 20, so we're already, after 10 weeks, we'll already be through 20 people. And honestly, we're really hoping that the voices and stories that become from this, that people see that it's something worth backing, that swimming really can elevate people's lives, and that it's something that people would maybe want to sponsor or fund or grant or something like that, that we can really help make this something special for people to enjoy and make a daily part of their lives.
You started a partnership with Chimota School. Why Chimota School?
Why at Chimota School? They have, firstly, a brilliant facility, a brilliant pool, and I think coming over from London, we just needed to have somewhere that kind of had the facilities for us at the moment. The aim is to be able to get into other parts of Accra and other parts of Ghana at a wider scale. But the partnership with Achimota School, they have been brilliant with their communication and their guidance of helping us what's going to work for them and their students and their staff, and then us finding the swimming teachers and linking the two together. So it's been a really special partnership so far. We're launching tomorrow, and I'm very excited to see and be able to tell the results from it.
One thing that's been a major drawback for the sport is the stereotype that black people can't swim. That may be true for me, but there are hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of people around the world who can swim and do have the talent for swimming. You've been very involved in this, in changing these perceptions. First of all, obviously with your talent in the pool, and then your co-founding of the Black Swimming Association, and also your documentary Aquaphobia, to help change the perceptions about black and Asian swimmers. How far do you think these efforts will go, and what do you think needs to be done to ensure that this stereotype is properly changed?
So we're talking about a generational issue here. So as much as I'd love to snap my fingers and say, everyone can swim around the world, that it's no longer a global health issue, I'd love to be able to do that. But these stereotypes have been ingrained into black people and into Asian people over generations, and they have a very sad past. But the work that needs to be done, it's a lot. So, every opportunity I get to be able to tell black people, to be able to tell Asian people that we can learn to swim, that there's no genetic reason that you can't learn to swim. Everyone has capability. I know it's this idea around our bones being too dense and not being able to float. Even if that is true, you can still learn to swim. You just float in a different way. I mean, I float in a different way apart from just being laid on the water like that. So, and I've been able to go and swim at the Olympic Games and would be able to save myself in certain bodies of water. So my point is, these stereotypes need to stop existing, bluntly. It is damaging our people, and it's unsafe. So, yeah, like I've said, if you get opportunity to learn to swim, please learn to swim.
A couple more questions before we are done. You said quite a bit in this interview, and you've said previously that everyone can swim. It seems to be a personal mantra. But you've also said that you need resources to swim. We at Citi TV, we organized a national swimming championship just last year for kids and young adults, and it turned out pretty well. But one complaint was the lack of facilities for them to train in, the lack of people for actual coaches to train with. What advice would you give people in charge, the stakeholders, to ensure that the youth who want to get into swimming competitively have what they need to get into the sport?
I'll be blunt. Money is needed. It's one of those things where sponsorship and advocacy from companies, CEOs, financial officers, whatever the term is, money is needed, and it is there's so much good can come from this. It is an issue which affects people worldwide, but also on a local level, it's amazing what you can do with just little pockets of money, being able to, maybe fund a swimming pool to be a bit cleaner so more people can go and swim in it, or if you have more money, being able to open a swimming pool yourself. And, maybe people won't see it as a financial benefit. There will be a financial benefit to it at some level, but just giving back to the community in that way. So I hate to say it's just one of those things. It always comes down to money and funding and just hopefully being able to support your community in the ways that you can.
Okay. Finally, for me, let's go back to your retirement. What are you planning to do? I read that you were looking to go into esports, which is fantastic. Can you tell us more about that? Anything you plan to do?
Yeah, so, I've obviously founded SWYM, so that's a big part of it. I'd love to be a broadcast journalist, kind of like yourself, swap roles. But in esports, I'm a huge fan of esports. I'm a huge fan of gaming. It's something that I just started talking about a few years ago, and it's opened some amazing doors for me. I'm on the British Esports Advisory Board, and I was fortunate enough to go to the Olympic Esports Series in Singapore last year. So I just think it's a really great and bright industry. It's very upcoming, very youthful. There's a lot of excitement to it, where it's another arena that people can compete in and show off their talents and whatever that may be. So, it's always sparked a fire in me. Any
plans to return to Ghana, outside of SWYM?
Oh, man, I'm loving it here. It's lovely. This is only my second day here. Everything's so nice. Everyone's so nice. I really do feel like I've came home a little bit, and I've been telling my mum about it, and I can tell she's really happy and proud. So, I'm definitely going to be coming back 100%.
Thank you for speaking to me.